Namaskar, very good afternoon and welcome to CIET NCERT's another live and interactive session. My name is Deepak Mishra and you are watching this session live on PM eVidya channel number 10. And apart from that, you can also join us on our YouTube channel which goes by the name NCERT Official and NCERT PM eVidya Class 10. So dear students and all the learners, all the viewers, today in this session, we will be discussing and learning a lot of things, especially on subject mathematics. We will be discussing about class 10 students. First, let me tell you the topic name. So, we will study and learn today about trigonometry part 1 from subject mathematics. What is trigonometry? What are its key features? Why trigonometry is very important for us? And how it is important in our day-to-day life? These are some questions which are just running in my mind, and definitely we will go ahead and try to resolve all these questions, queries, answers with our expert, with our guest who had joined us. So, before I introduce all of you with the guest, let me tell you one more important thing, that during this live session, if you are thinking about any question, any query, if you have any suggestion or feedback, you can just call us on a number, that is 8800 440 is the number where you can call. And apart from that, you can also write us an email. We have a dedicated email ID, that is dth.class10@ciet.nic.in. And apart from that, during this live session, you can visit to our official YouTube channel which goes by the name NCERT Official, and in the chat box, in the live comment section, you can ask your questions, you can give your answers, suggestions, feedback, whatever you want. So now please join me for welcoming our guest who had joined us in this session. We are joined by Ms. Savita Grak ma'am. She is coordinator at Geeta Niketan Avasiya Vidyalay, Salarpur Road, Kurukshetra. Very good afternoon, Savita ma'am. Namaskar.
Ji, namaskar, and a very warm welcome of all our viewers from the class 10.
Okay, ma'am, I'll come back to you. Apart from our guest, we are also joined by our Indian Sign Language interpreter. Her name is Bhumi. She will be helping our viewers, our students to understand this complete session, whatever our guest will be speaking on the topic, to understand it in the form of Indian Sign Language. Welcome, Bhumi. So let's begin this. Savita ma'am, I am very excited because when I was very small, I used to have a fear with mathematics subject. But as I grew older, when I came in class 6, 7, then I started loving mathematics subject. And this is something very interesting, as today's topic is about trigonometry. So I'm sure, that much sure, that it is like all about the right angle triangle, and including me, our viewers, our students know that what exactly right angle triangle is all about. But ma'am, what new thing we will be learning today? What is trigonometry? What we will learn today?
All right, very good question you have asked, sir. And the thing you have just told me, that when you were in your childhood, there was a phobia from mathematics. So this is a problem from many of our students, but let me tell to all our students, all our viewers, that mathematics is not a thing from which a person should fear from. Alright, because mathematics is everything if we think that yes, this is the real life application of any of the concept, whether that is the concept of algebraic expression, whether that is the concept of surface areas and volumes, or the topic which we are going to study today, that is trigonometry. Our viewers will come to know that trigonometry is a topic which is really not very different from all the things they are studying till. Alright, so as you have told that yes, you learned about the triangle or right angle triangle, about which a student knows up to his class 9th, and he starts studying about the shapes of triangles from his very earlier class, like from 3rd, 4th class. Students come to know about the triangles. Then they come to know in their 5th and 6th class about the various types of triangles. And out of those various types, we will definitely discuss right angle triangle. And what we are going to learn today, these will be what are trigonometric ratios, and then the relationship between all these t ratios. Trigonometric ratios can also be known as t ratios. So we will study the relationship between this. Then we will study about the values of T ratios for different standard angles. And what these standard angles are, these are 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, then 60 degree and 90 degree. So at these all angles, we will discuss what are the values of all the 6 T ratios. Then trigonometric identities are there. We will not only learn these identities, dear viewers, we will also come to know that how these trigonometric identities can be formed by the knowledge which you are already having. Okay, that means by the knowledge of the right angled triangles and definitely the concept of Pythagoras theorem. I would also like to add on here that Pythagoras theorem is also known as Buddhayan theorem. Buddhayan Sulaf Sutras are there. If I talk about the Indian knowledge system, then before Pythagoras, the knowledge about this concept that yes, in a right angle triangle, the hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. This is the concept which was given by Buddhayan in his Sulaf Sutras. So this was told to us before Pythagoras, and we being Indian must be proud of these things. Now let us start discussing about these all things one by one. The last we will discuss, that is the problems related to the trigonometric identities. So first of all, what do you mean by trigonometric ratios? Ratios means, let us start discussing the things in a very simple way. You can see a right angle triangle here on the screen. It is triangle ABC. And in this triangle, if we indicate the side opposite to the angle of 90 degree, that is known as the hypotenuse. Alright, and the remaining two sides will be considered as base and perpendicular, base and height. So let me say this side as base and this side as perpendicular. So if I talk about the ratios of two sides at a time, like you can think of these ratios on your own as well कि आपको क्या क्या समझ आता है कि कौन कौन से ratios यहाँ से calculate आप कर पा रहे हैं. Let these be. Okay, let me give you an example like perpendicular upon base. In the same way, you can also comment in the chat box, you can also comment later that perpendicular, base and hypotenuse, what possible ratios can be there if you take two sides at a time. Like perpendicular upon base, similarly base upon hypotenuse can be there, hypotenuse upon perpendicular can be there, perpendicular upon hypotenuse can be there, hypotenuse upon base can be there. So इस तरह से अगर आप calculate करते हैं, there are total 6 ratios. Alright, so once you have taken base as the numerator and the denominator is taken as perpendicular or hypotenuse. Similarly, perpendicular as the numerator and the denominator is base or hypotenuse. And the third thing is hypotenuse as the numerator and base at the denominator or perpendicular at the denominator. तो आप देख सकते हैं इस तरह से there are total 6 ratios. और इन्हीं 6 ratios को नेम दिया गया है ट्रिगोनोमेट्रिक रेशियोज का. तो हो गई पहली चीज आसान समझनी है हमारे लिए. और ये 6 टी रेशियोज हैं कौन कौन से, लेट अस डिस्कस दीज ऑल वन बाय वन. बिफोर दैट लेट मी टेल यू दैट हियर इन दिस ट्रायंगल, if angle C is an acute angle and AB the side is known as the perpendicular which is opposite to angle C. That means if you consider angle C as the base angle, then the side opposite to this base angle, which is the side AB, will be treated as the perpendicular, and the side adjacent to angle C or the base angle other than the hypotenuse, that will be known as the base. Alright, let us study about it much deep. Trigonometric ratios, if I talk about trigonometry, the word trigonometry, it comes from the Greek terms. These two terms are trigon and metra. Trigon means definitely triangle, as we have already discussed, sir, that we will talk about right angle triangle in this topic. And metron means measure. Means the measurements related to the triangle will come under this topic, and a ratio of the lengths which we just have discussed. Like if I talk about the very first ratio, perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. This is actually equals to sine C if I take C as the base angle. Alright. Similarly, if I want to write the value of cos C, that is equals to base upon hypotenuse, tangent C, that is equals to perpendicular divided by base. Actually, the C means the base angle. If I take this angle as theta, then do not worry about that what this theta is, because this is a new word to the students of class 10 as far as mathematics is concerned. So theta is just simply giving you the angle, base angle, that can be treated as theta. The value of theta can change as per your question. In any question it can be 30 degree, in any other question it can be 45 degree or 70 degree, or that depends upon our question. Okay. Now let us discuss more about this 6 T ratios. I just told you that there are 6. So these are sine, cosine, tangent, and then cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So sine, if I talk about its abbreviation form, that has been written here, sine C, S-I-N. Similarly, cosine, that is in abbreviated form, it is cos C. Tangent can be written as tan. Cotangent can be written as C-O-T, cot. Cosecant, that can be written as cosec. And secant can be written as sec. Alright. So these all are the T ratios. Let us study more about these 6 only. So I just told you that if the base angle is theta, that is at point C, then the side opposite to this angle will be treated as the perpendicular, or you can say this, the side opposite to the base angle theta. The side opposite to the angle of 90 degree, that will be taken as the hypotenuse, and the side remaining, that is treated as the base. Now the values are sine theta equals perpendicular upon hypotenuse cos theta, as we already have discussed. This is the ratio of the base and hypotenuse of the triangle. Then tan theta, that is equals to perpendicular divided by base, the ratio between the perpendicular and the base. Then cosec theta, that is just reciprocal of the T ratio sine theta. So if it is the reciprocal, then it will be hypotenuse divided by perpendicular. Similarly, sec theta, that is equals to hypotenuse divided by base, and the next thing is cot theta, that is definitely equals to base divided by perpendicular. So these are all the 6 T ratios. हमारे viewers को ये properly learn करने हैं, but definitely रट्टा लगाते हुए नहीं, by understanding that yes, these 6 are the ratios between the sides of the right angle triangle only. Now let us discuss about some more things. As you have told me, sir, that how can we say that trigonometry is used in our daily life? So we can see some images here on the screen. In the first image there is a tower, and if a person is standing at the ground, which can be seen here as the person AD, and the angle of elevation is this to view the top point of the tower. Alright, and here is the bottom of the tower. So what do I want to indicate here, that अगर हमारे student को trigonometry की knowledge है, he knows about this base angle, then it becomes very easy to find the height of the tower even without going up that tower, or without taking any measuring tape up to the height, up to the top. That is possible just because of trigonometry. And definitely one more concept is there, that is similar triangles, which our viewers have already studied in their class 10. And here we can see that there is a mountain, or we know that the height of the Mount Everest, that is 8,800 something, I think 48 meter it is. So how do we come to know about this height? We come to know about the height definitely by using the concept of trigonometry. Similarly, बहुत से अलग अलग concepts in our daily life, like we can talk about, अगर हम आर्किटेक्चर की बात करते हैं, अगर किसी भी रूफ को कोई स्लोप देनी है इंजीनियर को, तो इंजीनियरिंग की बात करते हैं. हम बात करते हैं स्पोर्ट्स की, कि प्लेग्राउंड में क्रिकेट खेलते हुए कोई बॉल कितना हाइट तक ऊपर जाती है. हम बात करते हैं कि कोई भी अगर जेवलिन थ्रो में या हाई जंप में या लॉन्ग जंप में किस तरह से डिस्टेंसेस कैलकुलेट किए जा सकते हैं. डेफिनेटली ट्रिगोनोमेट्री इज हेल्पफुल इन दीज ऑल एरियाज. और एक और बात मैं यहाँ पर ऐड करना चाहूँगी कि हमारे कुछ एक व्यूअर्स, या आपने भी शायद ऐसा मीम देखा होगा, बच्चों ने तो हमारे देखा ही होगा, कि वो ट्रिगोनोमेट्री जो बचपन में हमारे टीचर्स ने हमें पढ़ाई थी, पता नहीं वो कब काम आएगी, और हमारी लाइफ में तो वो काम नहीं आ रही. तो यहाँ पर मैं अपने व्यूअर्स को ये बताना चाहूँगी, माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, यू ऑल आर स्टडिंग इन क्लास 10 एंड अप टू क्लास 10 दिस इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ आवर एजुकेशनल सिस्टम, कि 10th क्लास तक बच्चा ये जानने समझने के योग्य हो जाता है कि आखिर व्हाट इज माय इंटरेस्ट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द फ्यूचर, what my interests are if I talk about कि किस तरह से मैं एक बेस्ट सिटीजन ऑफ माई नेशन प्रूव हो सकता हूँ. तो इट इज़ नॉट लाइक कि बचपन से ही आपको किसी बच्चे को हम बोलें कि आपको तो आर्ट्स पढ़ना है, किसी बच्चे को बोलें कि आप तो इंजीनियरिंग के लिए चलिए, अभी आप 4-5 साल के और आपको वो रास्ता डायरेक्ट थमा दिया जाए. नहीं, अप टू क्लास 10 आप सभी सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ते हैं. एंड डेफिनेटली उन सभी सब्जेक्ट्स में, वेदर दैट इज आर्ट्स, कंप्यूटर्स, मैथमेटिक्स, साइंस, सोशल स्टडीज एंड योर इंग्लिश लैंग्वेजेस आर देयर. तो कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जो बहुत अच्छे पोइट बनकर निकलते हैं, कुछ बच्चों का लिटरेचर का जो राइटिंग पार्ट है बहुत अच्छा होता है. सिमिलरली कुछ बच्चों का जो एरिया है, एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, वो होता है ड्यू टू अप टू क्लास 10th आपको समझ आ जाता है दैट व्हाट एग्जैक्ट माय एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इज. और हाँ, अगर आप लोगों को अभी ये ट्रिगोनोमेट्री समझ आती है, इजी लगती है, आपका इंटरेस्ट इस तरफ डेवलप होता है, और वो होगा कब, जब आपको पता होगा कि यस, रियल लाइफ में इट इज़ वेरी यूजफुल. ऑल राइट, सो उस इंटरेस्ट डेवलप होने के बाद यू विल डेफिनेटली स्टडी मैथमेटिक्स इन योर क्लास 11th, 12th एंड फॉर फर्दर स्टडीज एज वेल. So trigonometry is very helpful. Keep on studying. Let us start discussing a few questions related to the same concept. The very first question here is that tangent A equals 4 upon 3 and we have to find the other t ratios of the angle A. You can see here it is given that of angle A. We have to talk about the other t ratios, not for angle C, not for angle B, but for angle A. So let us start discussing these all things one by one. Angle A is here. So our base angle is angle A this time, and the side opposite to angle A, that will be considered as the perpendicular. This is the hypotenuse and this side will be treated as base. Alright. Now tangent A is 4 by 3 means what? We know that tangent A equals perpendicular divided by base. हमारे viewers इसे इस तरह से भी याद कर सकते हैं that Pandit Badri Prasad, this is just a mnemonic to learn the formulas, to learn the ratios. हर बोले सोना चांदी तोले. So sin theta equals perpendicular upon hypotenuse, cos theta equals base upon hypotenuse, and tan theta equals perpendicular upon base. So here in this question, tangent A is given to be 4 upon 3. So we come to know that the ratio of the base and perpendicular is as per this. So perpendicular will be treated as 4 times k and base will be treated as 3 times k, where k is any real number, where k is a real number. So why this k has been taken? Because their final ratio is 4 by 3. There is a possibility that originally the base and perpendicular are 6 and 8 respectively, or these can be any other multiples of 4 and 3. So k is compensating that thing, and we have to find all other t ratios. All other t ratios means बाकी पांचों. तो उन्हें कैलकुलेट करने के लिए यू नीड द वैल्यू ऑफ हाइपोटेन्यूज एज वेल. सो वी विल अप्लाई द पाइथागोरस थ्योरम फॉर दिस. हाउ टू अप्लाई? you know that hypotenuse is equal to under root of perpendicular square plus base square, which is providing us that the hypotenuse is 5 times k. Now all the 60 ratios can be calculated easily, as we just have studied here also, that sine A equals perpendicular, which is 4k, divided by hypotenuse, which is 5k, which is equals to 4 upon 5. Similarly, cosec A is the reciprocal of sine, that can be written directly from here, that is equals to 5 upon 4. इसी तरह से cot A लिख सकते हैं 3 upon 4. Cos A equals 3 divided by 5, because cos A is base upon hypotenuse. Now let us proceed towards the next question, and this question is that in a right angle triangle, again see, we are talking about the right angle triangle. The right angle is at point B, at vertex B. If tangent A is 1, then we need to verify that 2 times sine A into cos A is also 1. So what to do for that? There are two ways actually. The first way is, we know that tangent A is equal to 1, and we also know that tangent A is perpendicular upon base, that is equals to 1, tells us that base and perpendicular both are equal in this question. So if base and perpendicular both are equal, you can consider these two as k and k, due to which by applying Pythagoras theorem, our hypotenuse is root 2 times k, and you can calculate now sine A from here. Do not forget that sine A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So that is k divided by root 2 times k, which is 1 upon root 2. Similarly, calculate the value of cos A, which is equals to base divided by hypotenuse, again 1 upon root 2. Now put all these values in our left hand side to get the final answer.
Okay.
That is, Ji sir.
Yes. So ma'am, what I had understood till the time, so beautifully you have explained us the importance of trigonometry. And since we are running lack of time, so the time is not allowing us to continue this session, but definitely I love the best part about this session, ma'am. Right now I have totally understood the basic about trigonometry, that why it is important, what are trigonometry ratios, and the best part which I love, that if you want to calculate any part, any height of any mountain, for suppose you give the example of Mount Everest, if you know that height, so if you have a brief idea about trigonometry, definitely it will help you a lot. So since we'll try to cover the remaining portion in next part, but definitely it was an amazing and learning session. Thank you so much, Savita ma'am, for joining us and explaining us so beautifully.
Ji, thank you sir. So as you said that the time is not allowing us, but at least in this session our viewers come to know that what is trigonometry exactly.
Right.
And here is a question on our screen which I would like our viewers to solve on their own, because this is related to all the basic which we have discussed till. Please show the screen. Yes, it is here. So we just have to state whether the following statements are true or false, and we need to justify our answer. So for this you will simply think that hypotenuse is the longest side, and you will have to think about all the sides and you will have to answer this question. So बने रहिए along with the channel, and definitely love mathematics, and you will be able to learn that if you will keep on practicing regularly. Thank you sir.
Thank you ma'am, thank you so much. She was Savita ma'am explaining so beautifully about trigonometry, and the remaining part what we have not studied or not discussed, we will try to cover it in our next session. Thank you so much ma'am once again, and I would also like to give thank to our Indian Sign Language interpreter Bhumi. She helped our viewers to understand this complete session in the form of Indian Sign Language. Thank you Bhumi. An important announcement for the students of class 4 and 7. Now you can go ahead and purchase the textbooks. New textbooks are available on Amazon and Flipkart and on NCERT's official website. Now let's have a quick look on the upcoming sessions, what all sessions you will be watching today on PME Vidya channels. So after some time at 4 p.m. you will be watching our 1-hour online training on an important topic. At 5 p.m. you will be watching our important sessions Sahyog on important topic on PME Vidya channel 6 to 12, and lastly at 5:30 p.m. there will be a special session of NEPA where we will be discussing about Rajasthan's important Madhyamik Vidyalaya, their key features. So this is me, Deepak Mishra. Now, please allow me to wrap this session. I'm leaving this session with the commitment. We'll meet once again with another important topic and session, and we'll discuss a lot of things. Till the time, take care of yourself. Keep smiling, keep learning, and keep watching PME Vidya channels. Namaskar.